10. Looks like Sean Diggins. No, let it go. Oh, Saunders back in the pack. Big sponsor. Donovan's in it. Sean English is in it. Oh my God.
Caution! No way. Or he's gonna dive bomb him. Here he goes. He's gonna try a bump. All the way to his bumper. Can he shove him? Can't do it. Dylan is gonna win it here in Iowa.
Bump and run! Oh, he's done this before!
Bump and run, the 61 to the inside. Can he make it work? He's got it.
The inside of the 02. He's sliding! Oh, Burrows is around! Oh, the wrecking right in front of him. That's Moquin.
Jones, great run on the high side.
Drive off the corner and...
They're gonna be side by side. This is gonna be a photo finish 3 wide out the wire. And that's the stripe. It's gonna be Ruggles! Oh my God, what a finish! iSCAR is in. We're up and away. Green flag.
61, Dominic Howell.
Oh, he gets hooked! Oh my God! Hard as the wall! Huge track on the start finish line. Who comes out on top?
Dallas Myhan wins.
Dallas Myhan wins it! What? Make quick work of that number 9 of Eric Andrews. Andrews washes up the racetrack. Oh, what's going on? Oh, no! Oh, they're gonna be wrecking. That's the big one. Oh my God, Connor's involved. They're still wrecking. And 1. We will be here live for the Talladega 100-1 for the iSCAR Brawn Series. Round number 9 out of 10 here at Talladega Super Speed instead of the famed Rockingham. Due to the setup issues that we have had, we decided to switch out the track, and of course, most of the field voted in on Talladega, so here we are at the 2.66 Super Speedway. My name is Ezeckiel Reyes.
I'm Benjamin White.
And I'm Dewey Schramm. Welcome to the broadcast.
It should be a fun one from start to finish as we get ourselves set for tonight's 38-lapper event. Well, of course, a lot of drivers here for this event. 23 in total, getting set to go green here at Talladega. So, guys, I'll go ahead and spark it off with a question. Who do you think is going to win here tonight?
I mean, there's a lot of drivers that can really break through and get a win this season, but one guy I'm really looking at is Harrison Chandler because if you remember in the Super Speedway Series we did in the summer, he led lots of laps in that race and ran out of fuel on the white flag coming off turn number 4 and lost that race. So I think he rebounds tonight and gets his win that he deserves.
Well, it's Talladega. It's bronze. Anything can happen. My answer is question mark.
I agree with Dewey's statement. Of course, coming here at a Super Speedway Series track, there's a lot of unknowns coming into for tonight's race, but you do have to play your cards right, and you do have to keep your car as straight as you can to get a good draft going. There's going to be 2 lines being worked around here. The bottom side of the racetrack right up against that yellow line and the top, sort of the mid side of the racetrack. We'll see if a third lane plays into effect, but with the amount of cars we have here, well, we'll see if anybody is ambiguous enough to go ahead and stack up that third lane. But as of right now, the order of where everybody runs on the left-hand side of the panel. Currently, Harrison Chandler, as Dog was talking about, leads practice, but that'll sum it up. We'll go ahead and slide yourself to the side as we play the national anthem. Rise out, remove your hats as we salute our nation's colors. Two, one, and we welcome you back live for the Talladega 101 here, presented by the iSCAR Bronze Series, round number 9 at the 10, getting set to go green at Talladega. We'll go ahead and pull up points, and Doc can take you through of where everybody stands as of right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Cody Webster leads the points. He's got this championship mostly secure up, mostly since we've only got 24 people here, and the max you could gain to still be in contention is 26 points. That's going to be very hard to do if Cody doesn't show up, which he's not here, so they'll close in the gap, but I don't think they're going to have enough to get this championship. Anyways, Cody Webster leads the points. Dominic Howe is second place, 52 points back. Austin Johnson is third, 53 points back. That's a close battle for second there. You also got Paul Granata in fourth, 79 points back. Eric Stamp fifth, 86 points back. Harry Grindle is sixth, 88 points back. And Aaron Mulrooney Jr. is tied with him, 88 points back. Then Eric Heater, your winner at Homestead, is 94 points back in eighth place. You got Jonathan Hernandez, your Atlanta winner, in ninth, 100 points back. He has not shown up in a while. Keaton Jones rounds out the top 10 in points. He is 112 points back. And then behind him, Jackson Metchu is 11th, 113 points back. Christopher Weil is in 12th. He's your two-time winner this season. He's 116 points back. Carson Poindexter is 13th in points, 125 points back. So you got Friends of Kermit Racing drivers right on top of each other in point standings. Joe Burgee is 14th in standings, 126 points back. Garrett Hess is 15th. He is 132 points back. And then that is Kiloa Hankins in 16th, 133 points back. Jake Sylvia in 17th. He's 138 points back. Nick Miller, 18th, 143 points back. Liam Sheen, who's no longer in this series, is still 19th in points, 145 back. And Sean McDonald is 20th in points, 151 points back. He's not shown up in a while either. So there's your top 20 in points. You got about half of them that showed up to this race. So it's going to be interesting to see how they can close in and gain some valuable points to get themselves the best points finish that they can.
Right, and with 25 drivers showing up tonight, 25 points going to be shown on the line, not including bonus points. So if you lead the most laps, you'll gain an extra bonus point. If you win the race, you get 3 extra bonus points. If you win pole, as we see on the racetrack, Garrett Hess and that 00 currently sitting up top as of right now. Well, if he stays up there, he'll go ahead and add a bonus point to his resume. But we'll get into race statistics. Dewey, how's it looking out on the track as of right now?
Well, for today's forecast, we have a mostly cloudy sky with an air temperature of 78 degrees, pretty toasty for the fans in the stands. Got a track temperature of 99 degrees, not quite warm enough to fry an egg. Winds are coming out of the east at about 7 miles per hour, and we got 29 inches of air pressure and stuff like that. I think I messed that last part up, but you get the idea. It's a pretty good weather situation here for today's race.
Right, and of course, track temperature is going to be fluctuating as we progress with the evening for this one, but I don't think that's going to matter since it is a full throttle racetrack. Everybody just going to be on the pedal to the metal most of the time, so I'm not expecting anything to get out of there, but I mean, partly cloudy skies could, you know, blind the drivers. I don't even know if it is or something like that, but something can happen with the sun. It might fall on the people. I don't even know. We'll get on with the grid here in just a moment. And
wow, Garrett Hess wins pole. That's awesome.
yeah, that's great for him. And rounding out row number 1, going to be Garrett Hess and Harry Grindle alongside of him in that row as well.
Eric Stamp and Keaton Jones make up row 2. Then you've got Kealoha Hankins and Carson Poindexter in row 3. Harrison Chandler in row 4 alongside Eric. And then Christopher Weil is in 9th position, and he's got Alex Wheeler alongside him in row 5, Dewey. And go through 11th through 20th.
And starting 11th will be Darius Reza-Dagar for his own 408 racing team. To his outside will be the Forensic Herbert entry of Trace Shuttlesworth. 13th on the inside will be Dominic Howe. And to his outside, 14th, the last car to take a qualifying lap, the 38 of Mitch Hobbs. The rest of the field will be situated randomly, I believe, possibly by points. I don't remember exactly how that works. But Nick Miller will start 15th behind Dominic. Riley Roush will start 16th. Austin Johnson will start on his inside in 17th. And the rest of the field should be shown for you guys to look at as we get ready to go green.
Right, after the field scrolls through in front of your screen, we'll go ahead and pull up race analysis on how this race will outlook for tonight. All the way to 26th place, all the way, I think it's row number 18, but race analysis is going to be shown on the right-hand side of the screen. Welcome to Talladega Super Speedway. We're going to be running 38 laps here for tonight, 101 miles. Pit window is very short, but it's just going to be a one-stop window. Every 14 to 17 laps should these drivers come on a pit road and take on fuel. Pit road speed is 55 miles per hour, but we do usually see a lot of speeding here, especially on the entry of pit road as everybody tries to crowd on down for green flag pit stops, which I don't think is going to happen because this is Talladega after all. Some big wrecks is literally the nickname of this track. So we'll see on how this is going to go for tonight as we situate ourselves up for the green flag for these next 33 minutes. All right, and that being said, only one driver did not grid, and that was number 20 window, Austin Johnson. Looks like he's going to start from pit road, but as we get ourselves set for the green flag, there's the field as they roll out. We're going to focus in on a couple of drivers. Garrett Hess in that 00, Benjamin, just talking about him. Garrett Hess is going to be starting on the front row. Weave Motorsports is going to be starting up. Actually, row number 1 is filled with that team, Garrett Hess and Harry Grindle, both alongside of each other. It should be fun to see on how those people will work with each other for tonight.
Yeah, these guys are pretty good friends, and I think if you get those two glued together and they got track position, it's going to be hard to pass them. You're going to need a lot of guys to get that up in a line to get around them. But you got some really good drafters in this field. Keaton Jones, your defending winner of this race. He won last season's bronze race here. You've also got Eric Heater, who's also been really, really, really good at super speedway races. Harrison Chandler, as I said, he led a bunch of laps here in the Super Speedway Series finale. He's wanting to get redemption from that race after running out of gas on the final corner. But, yeah, there's just lots of really good drafters here. Nick Miller, too, and a winner from last season's Super Speedway Series. But right now, he's on the apron. I'm not sure if he's just taking an EOL right now or if he's screwing around under the pace lap. But, I mean, this might be the good strategy to just be right in the back for this first part of the race.
Right. We'll see on how everybody situates themselves here coming to the green flag. Dewey and Benjamin, I know you guys both run a lot of NR2003 races online on super speedways. What would be the way to win here at Talladega?
You gotta find friends. That's one thing I've learned a lot is you gotta find people that are willing to work in the draft and not shuffle you out on the final lap. But
Sorry, go ahead.
But as I said, you gotta go for your own race at the end of these things. If you don't, you're not gonna win most likely. But here we go, guys. Pace cars in the pit lane. Garrett Hess leads them to the green flag. Harry Grindle alongside. We're in for a good one here at Talladega. Green flag is coming out right now.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go.
One car immediately jumping down to the apron. That was one of the Friends of Kermit cars. Christopher Wilde decides to get the heck out of there, but right now, Harry Grindle holding some good position up on that out. Keaton Jones showing that he's a really good pusher up on that outside. Got to push him by coming off turn number 2.
You'd
And
be
Harry's clear.
surprised on how many people would drop to the apron to go to the rear of the field. You do have 38 laps here. I know it's not a big number, but with this big of a racetrack and with how long the cautions are, and this being a draft track, and it's still anybody's race to win as long as you have a clean car and you do have the right position, as you said earlier. Fronts count here, and the more teammates you have, the more people you have to work to go ahead and get position toward the front.
You also have to have a little bit of luck. Adding on to what Benjamin said a couple minutes ago, you gotta do your best to avoid all the wrecks and hope that at the end of the race you somehow find your way up.
Oh! Oh my gosh,
My
they saved.
goodness, what a
I cannot believe that. I cannot believe they just saved
Wow.
that. Eric Heater is one of the best guys I've seen at car control, and that is exactly why. He saves it in turn number 1.
Looks like Riley Roush and the 30 of Dominic Howe do have some damage from that little incident, though, but good save by all involved.
And that
Single
really
file
spread out the field. We'll see on how all these people right behind regroup together, but the only real people that are really grouped together is that top 5, and they're going to start to pull away from all the people who are spread out right behind. But these people have to get regrouped ASAP, or else they're going to lose that front pack. And track position, especially with required pit stop, you need to get yourself towards that main pack so you can pit with the field.
That's right, and if you don't have friends exiting the pit lane, then you're going to have issues in the long run if we get them. Because that was really close to being the first caution of the day.
Right. As I
That
was
one car
saying,
that's on the pit lane that did not even start the race, that is Mitch. He's having issues, right?
Alex Wheeler also off pace, but he started from pit road as well.
Yes, sir. Keaton Jones to the outside for the lead. He's got help from Carson Poindexter up on the outside. Eric Stamp indecisive on where he wants to go. He'll go up to the high. And that's also Kiloa Hankins in the 72 right up there. And you've got a big steaming pack of cars behind. Harrison Chandler will lead that second group right now. He's also got Riley Roush in the middle of that as well.
Yeah, I was talking about the field spreading out as you see a lot of scrambling toward the front of the field. This whole front pack has to work with each other to pull away from that second group, but none of them really want to work with each other. They're still 2 by 2 stacked up trying to pass each other. That's just going to allow the number 22, Harrison Chandler, to go ahead and suck up towards this front pack, and he's going to have a major run. It's just a matter of where he's going to place it, though.
As are the 3 or 4 cars behind him of Roush, Spire, and Shuttlesworth. They're all catching those front 6.
Right.
So yeah. Front 10.
About to have a much bigger pack right now, and we'll see if they decide to form a third line up there, or if it's too early to right now. They'll just pick whatever line they want to go help, but Keaton Jones showing exactly why he won last season's race. He is up front right now and collecting as many laps led as possible.
Right, and with a big group now, all the way back to that number 83 of Joe Burgee, Nick Miller is the one who's going to be left out in the second pack. And this second pack is, I wouldn't really call it a pack. It's just Miller and Klein who's left by themselves, along with Glenn Bundren, all these people, Dominic Howe, a couple of proximity drivers up in this mix as well. None of these people are really in a line, as you see a lot of scrambling toward the front of the field. But
oh, wow. That was almost a bumper hook right there, but they were able to, keep it straight right now. And you really want to do that early in the race. You can't be wrecking on lap number 5.
Right.
Yeah, and we saw with the save by Howe a couple of laps ago, they seem to be very aggressive for this early in the race, but hopefully they don't get too aggressive and end up wrecking themselves out too early.
Well, you got a now much bigger pack right now. You've got the inside line with a lot more help than this outside line now, as Trey Shuttlesworth is joining the inside line, as you got cars that are almost door banging each other down the back straightaway. You saw Harrison Chandler get a little bit squirrely right there. Harry Grindle, oh man, they are squeezed on an inside line. They have to check up a little bit. and that's allowing Poindexter up on the outside to get some momentum. He's got Eric Stamp at the 09 behind him. So come off turn number 4.
I've noticed that the cars on the low side seem to be hitting the apron a lot coming out of the turns, and because they keep hitting the apron and having to readjust themselves, it's allowing the outside line to get much more of a run than they probably should be this early in the race. So
Right.
they gotta find their way to not do that anymore.
Right, that outside
Carson
line
to
is
the lead.
sort of an advantage because you get some more space. Obviously, you have that third lane to put yourself a bit of real estate up off of exit as well. But Dewey, you mentioned it. That low side of the racetrack, you're pinned all the way down right against that apron. If you just even clip it just a slight, you'll lose a couple miles per hour, and that momentum on the inside is just going to stall out and going to allow the outside. As you see Carson now start to pull ahead, but
look
looks
at
like the
Eric
third
up on
line
the
trying
high.
to go ahead.
I don't know if they were communicating that or not, but they have moved to the outside, but they're not going anywhere right now. But that's also just completely broken up that outside line. Look at the inside line go. That's Garrett Hess going by, Harrison Chandler as well. These guys are just, those 4 on the inside have now pulled right up through there. Now you've got Carson and the rest of them filing in behind. We're going back to single file.
That's a silver lining for Poindexter because now he's got 2 of his friends and Kermit teammates behind him instead of Stamp and Hankins. So if they want to make any moves, now they're all lined up to do so.
Here comes Harry. Grindle tried to go high, but he just thinks better of it right now. Goes back in line, but
Whoa.
watch out, guys!
Whoa!
Oh,
no, they're going.
Around goes Bergie. Will he save it? Yes, he does. Oh, what a good save by Joe.
Wow.
That was nice right there. We've had 2 really good saves so far in this race. Can they keep saving them cars, or we're getting somebody just gonna get way too out of control? They're gonna wreck. That was. I have no words for that save. That could have taken out a big pile of.
Yeah, that
was
could have been
beyond
real
impressive.
big.
Really good car control I'm seeing from some of these guys though early in this race. How about Shuttlesworth up on the outside? He's got Kilo. They're also bringing Charlie up through here. And they are making some serious ground up on the high side. Look at them swing that car to the outside. And look at them. They're gaining so much ground. They just got up to second. They're going to try and go for the lead right now. Look at this. Trey Shuttlesworth. And, they're going to be 3. Nope, Harry will let them back in line here. Look at Trey up on the outside. I cannot believe they're making this work. And Charlie's getting dragged up here too. This is seriously a good run for these guys up on the outside. The best one I've seen all day.
Yeah, as I mentioned it earlier, that inside line is sort of slower than that outside line. Dewey, again, I have to bring up your point of being on that low side, right up against that apron. If you're single file all the way right up against that apron, you're not out-tracking that corner, you're going to lose a lot of momentum. Hence why Trey got a real nice run just with a car right behind. As long as you got the push going forward, as you see a lot of scrambling, Trey gets out of line just a slight. You'll pull yourself to the front, but it's a matter of how you're going to clear that leader and put yourself back in control up in that throne.
Look at this. They're about to catch Alex Wheeler and put him a lap down here. So how are these guys going to navigate around this lap traffic? Will Alex just get out of the way? Will he hold the inside? Will he? That question's to be answered as soon as they get to him right now. But that inside line is now getting right back up in front of him on the outside line as Trey's momentum has seemed to stall out right now.
Looks like Wheeler's choice to start from pit road did not quite pan out for him as they haven't wrecked yet. So.
Right. Yeah, he expected to be an early caution. Did not get one, and he's about to pay the price for it. But, I mean, he could still get lucky. There could be a wreck in that second pack, which is actually a pretty decent-sized pack. These guys, it's about as big as the lead pack, so you got 2 pretty distinct but also big packs of cars right here. And Alex Wheeler's going to stay up on the inside. Watch out, guys.
Everybody has to stay in line, and looks like Wheeler electing the low side of the racetrack rather than going up to the high side. That's just going to allow him to sneak up on this draft and hook on to this main pack. So a good strategy there.
Look at Kiloa Hankins. Oh, Kiloa Hankins with a huge run up on the outside right now. That inside line really collapsed as soon as they tried to go around that lap car wheel. Hankins moving up on the outside. Could he get a run in that third lane and take the lead right here? He's got a lot of help to do so. Charlie Byer right behind him.
It's his teammate
Looks
as
like
well.
Shuttlesworth is sitting
Yes, they are teammates.
Gets to him.
They are teammates on 408. Good point right there. They head to turn number 3. They're side by side. Oh, good move by Trey to just get out of that.
That also broke up the lead cars of Grindle and Hess by him moving to the
Yeah,
inside like that.
as soon as they put Alex a lap down, those two really got disconnected from each other and have not been able to find their way back up to each other. Who's going to lead this lap? This could be really close at the start-finish line. I can't tell who led that lap. Looks like Keaton Jones. It was a tie for the lead at the line, but they gave it to Keaton Jones.
I gotta go ahead and scroll all the way back to the second pack being led by the number 9 and Nick Miller. These are all the people who got led out of the pack, but since they're not really racing for that top spot, most of these people are just going to be floating around rather than pushing the issue to lead some laps. But since they're just laying back to the tail in this second pack, they're not really going to go anywhere. And we're coming up on here in a couple of laps with green flag pit stops. That's going to be a bit worrying for that second pack because all these drivers have to be on the same exact strategy to come out of pit road at the right time to merge in with that pack. If you're not on the right strategy, you're just going to be, you're going to find yourself all alone. And just basically, that's obviously going to lose you some time. So, we'll see on how these drivers will group onto pit road.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because there's been pit road wrecks in the past. If we end up getting one of those, but I'm not sure if we will because these guys seem to know how to organize themselves because they have not wrecked yet. These guys seem to know how to organize themselves for this pit stop, and we'll see if they'll be able to do it.
Hopefully that wasn't the commentator jinx, but we'll have to see.
Keaton Jones still holding that inside line and the race. It seems like whenever somebody gets alongside Keaton to come battle for the lead, they never regain their momentum. They just stall out up there and then fall backward. It's happened with Trey Shuttlesworth, and now it's happening with Kiloa Hankin. But granted, Kiloa actually has a little more help than Trey did. But I mean, this outside line can work. You just got to have enough guys up.
Alright, there's only 3 up there. It's Bayer, Kiloa himself, and I think that's the number 19 in Trey Shuttlesworth behind that number 7. As you see a lot of scrambling there on the back straightaway. Not a lot, but drivers getting out of line is going to disrupt the momentum. And yet again, that inside line, the amount of cars that they have, they're just going to pull forward. Whoa, big move!
He's in the wall! Keaton's in the wall. There's an issue maybe with the hardware or something because he just veered right up the track.
That's bizarre.
Looks like he's fine now. A very bad moment for Keaton right there. He hits the wall and will lose his path. Kiloa Hankins is your new leader now at the line. It's his first lap led all race.
As Keaton's issue there has allowed the 408 cars to move themselves down to the low side and gain their advantage down low, and just how Keaton was seemingly preventing them the outside from getting anywhere, now Kiloa can flip the script and do the same thing to the cars that will now be on the outside.
Right, and because Keaton hit the wall, he got disconnected from this main pack, this whole front pack now single file. Keaton is left by himself. So we'll see if that third group, which is just about 3 wide, that second group, led by the 09 of Eric Stamp, Joe Burgess.
Oh, we got car in the wall up there. Shane Sweeney is riding on top of the wall. He's almost upside down, and he goes around and turn number 4. He slides it to the apron. There's no caution thrown yet, but he went up on his side, almost flipped over. Oh my goodness. He gets it back going. There is no caution on the track. I cannot believe that. But he was just about upside down.
Right,
Lucky
no
break
caution.
for the field there.
I cannot believe there's no caution.
Actually, a caution might have benefited the guys in the back because we're right around that fuel range now, so
Right.
the guys in the back probably would have wanted a caution to come out.
Shane
Would have grouped everyone back together.
Sweeney takes a heavily damaged car to the pits. He's definitely gonna be done now. That's really destroyed car.
We head ourselves to the start-finish line, going to complete lap number 18 out of 38. As we said, yeah, a caution would benefit all these drivers in the second pack so they could be regrouped. And if we do get a caution right now, you will make it all the way to the end. So, unfortunately, that caution didn't come out. Shane's day, unfortunately, is going to be done for. But we're coming up on a couple of lap cars, which might grow this back just a slight more. But we'll have to see on how it'll go for everybody as of right now. As we come up on this fuel window, we'll see if the driver's going to go ahead and elect pit road this time by because they're now coming up on this halfway point.
Yeah, these guys are going to have to pit soon, and they're not going to be coming this time. As they come up on lap... Oh, we got
Whoa!
a spin entering the pits. Eric Heater goes around. He spins and locks it down. No caution again. We've had about 3 different spins that have been no cautions.
Nearly clipped the 87 of Casey Drake. Got real lucky on entry, but that's unfortunate for Heater. He's gonna have to take 4 tires rather than 2. He's probably gonna aim for, but with the lower fuel window, it's gonna allow these drivers to just slap on 2 tires rather than 4. I wouldn't be surprised if you take 2 lefts, because lefts wear more than the right side, surprisingly, here at Talladega. Guys, we got a caution!
Out. Yellow flag. You've got, oh, big crash. Matthew Klein involved. Dominic Howell's in it. You've also got Eric. We got a big crash in turn number 2.
Well, we were just talking about that second pack and how they were getting sort of antsy and stuff, and looks like it was the 09
It started Eric Stamp right there. He came down on Dominic Howell and turned himself.
Wow. Nick Miller barely escaped that one.
Oh my, somebody hit the wall super hard. I think that was Klein up there.
That was very contrary because, you know, this second pack, they're supposed to be laying back right behind the field, and of course, they're colliding with each other rather than keeping themselves clean. And unfortunately for these front runners, what was to come up to a green flag pit stop is going to be short-lived. And yeah,
Chloe Hankins had said in the driver's chat they were going to pit that time by. So
wow, what a break for them. Well, I don't know. Do they run out of gas right here? I'm not sure if they can make it or not. They probably can. Oh, oh no, he's just slowing out for the pit. Anyways, this is a very good break for them because they don't have to go down to the pit lane under green anymore. They can just take a leisurely stroll down there under caution, get their service, and be out of there.
Yeah, I was interested if that were to go green through that green flag cycle, because that front pack and second pack were separated. I wanted to see on where they would come out, and of course, pit stops spreading out the whole entire field. We would actually see who'd be filtered with a right strategy, but this is gonna play a bit of track position as we work ourselves on the pit road this time by. Will drivers take 2 tires, or will drivers just elect with 4 and run to the tail of the fields? But pretty sure they're gonna fill that fuel tank all the way up to 100%.
I mean, they're obviously gonna have to fill this fuel tank up to 100%. They want to make sure they can make it to the end. They do not want to make another pit stop in this race. I guarantee. But the tire situation may be a little interesting. Looks like Byers taking fuel only right here, as he is already out of his pit box, and he will win the race out of the pits. How about Harrison Chandler getting out second? Here at Hess, I think he gets out over Carson Poindexter there. Eric Heater's staying out, but that's because he's lapped down. You've got a couple other lap cars out here that are staying out on the track. Riley Roush, one of those. Mitch Hobbs, Casey Drake, and Eric Heater are all going to have to wait to pit here. But actually, Heater and Casey Drake made their pit stops already, so I don't think they have to pit here.
Looks like there were some fuel-only gambles on pit road as Jackson Menchu made himself off of pit road 5th, and Darius Riza-Dagar made himself off 7th. So perhaps some strategy coming in here, electing not to take tires in order to stay up in that main pack.
Right, I was just talking about strategy of if you want to take tires or not, and not a lot of times you would pit under green just to take in for tires. You could actually last at least a good solid, well, let's say if a fuel window would be like around 40, you'd last with 80 laps on just one set of tires. So some drivers just electing on in just with fuel only, such as Bayer. We see a 7.8 on this pit stop. We'll actually pull up driver telemetry so everybody could see on what time their pit stop was taken. And Harrison Chandler, 7.8 as well. Garrett Hess, 8.3, probably took 2 tires on that stop. Carson Poindexter, 7.8. Jackson Menchu, as you mentioned, he did take fuel only. He moves himself into 5th place. Keloa Hankins, who was up front, looks like a 14.4, and he's going to fall back to 6th, but he does have a teammate in tow in that number 95. So, as the field obviously pacing around for the first caution of the day, coming around on around 20 to go. This is going to be interesting because nobody's going to have to pit. It's either you go or you lay back, then go. I mean, it's go time now. We'll see some new drivers and some new faces shuffle toward the front of the field. So I'm interested to see on how these drivers, where they're starting, where they're going to end up, either if a caution comes out or the checkered flag just waves.
I mean, I feel like we're gonna have at least one big one at the end of this thing. These guys cannot be staying single file or double file for so long. They want to push it 3 wide, up 3 lanes, and everybody's gonna be running their own race once it comes to under 5 to go, and we'll see who's gonna be clutch in this situation and make their way towards the front and hold their position.
Right, and you see the top 10 right to the left side of your screen. It's Byer who's going to lead the field, coming to the green flag. Chandler, Harrison Chandler in that number 22 is going to be running in his 2nd place. He started all the way back in 7th and worked himself into 2nd. We were just talking about him in the Super Speedway Series. That number 22 worked himself forward and led a couple of laps, led a majority of laps in the Super Speedway finale, but unfortunately did not pick up the win. But fortunately for that number 22, Redemption is in the picture for this one.
Yeah, I feel like he became a fan favorite after last week's interview. I mean, that was one of the best interviews I've seen all season. That was just really cool that he finished 3rd in that race. And I mean, he's been pretty decent when he's been on the track here in the series. So I'm glad to have him in this series. He's really good character.
As we work ourselves here with 17 laps remaining into 3 and 4, I just present our sponsors on the top right of the screen. Trey Schulzberg's Photography, iRacing.com for obviously letting us on the sim and going ahead to broadcast here for tonight. ATVO, Appgineer for creating the programs and such to get ourselves situated, and all the overlays and stuff presented by me. But got to thank all of them for allowing us the programs to go ahead and broadcast this fun 38-lap event for tonight.
Yeah, we should be expecting the one to go either this time or next time, because we've been under caution a while now, and I think everybody really wants to get this race back going and start racing again. Because I mean, these guys are anxious to just get out there, run hard, and go win the race.
Right, and I think the only person who's actually picked was you, dog. I know Dewey said question mark rather than but Dewey, have you changed your mind? Have you based off the first run, do you see anybody in your mind to pick up a W?
Well, I had Keaton Jones in mind before his random issue out at turn 4, because he was dominating that inside line, but with him farther back in the pack now, I'm not sure who to pick still. Like, I'll probably do a question mark and then a question mark next to it, because like the field's even more jumbled up now than it was before, with none of the teammates really lining up near each other. So this one will be interesting.
Yeah, Keaton Jones still on the racetrack right now, running in 11th spot. So it's not over for him. He can still make his way towards the front. It's just going to take a little bit now that he's mired back in 11th.
And with Benjamin earlier mentioning needing friends to work your way up to the front, this is the part of the show where Keaton should get on the radio and say, hey, can you help me get to the front? Because otherwise, I don't know who his other teammates are, but if he doesn't have any teammates on the track, he's really going to need some other friends now.
Yeah, most of his teammates did not show up to this race. James Judgman, Andy McDowell were some of those, and they did not show up tonight. So that's not a good situation for Keaton to be in when he has no teammates on the track. And then you've got teams like Friends of Kermit Racing and Miller Motorsports have several cars out on the track, and 408 as well. So those teams are in really good shape to maybe come out here and get this win.
As the field works themselves, double file off of turn number 4, ticket to green on lap number 24 out of 38. 16 laps to go currently remaining. We're coming up to 15 laps to go. It is go time. Our final pit stop, and our only pit stop of the day, is well and over with under caution as the pace car slides itself onto pit road, this time by the number 7, Charlie Byer. Going to lead the field to the restart. Right behind him, we got a lot of company with that 00, the 53, and the 95. Meanwhile, in the outside row, it's going to be Chandler and a couple of Friends of Kermit cars and the 408 racing cars up there as well in the mix as well. Green flag is coming out. The 7 to Charlie Byer takes it to the restart.
He's been really good on these super speedways. Remember, he's your Daytona 250 winner right now. And he's in the lead. He's going to be hard to shake out of the draft if you get those teammates back. But right now, Harrison Chandler trying to stay up even with them. I don't think it's going to work. He's got a hole right now to get down to that inside line if he wants to, but he doesn't want to. He'll go to the outside, and he's going to get a big push now by Carson Poindexter. A good push down the back straightaway. You got double file, and you've got 3 wide behind them. A car down to the 8.
Right,
look at
stacking 3. Whoa!
Whoa!
Take a look at Harry Grindle going up to the middle. We're almost 4 wide up through here. Harry Grindle with a good push by Keaton Jones.
Yes,
trying to get up to the...
Looks like Keaton Jones got one in Grindle.
Yep. There you go, right there. And Harry with a power move up to the front of the field.
Whoa! Minshew.
Watch out, guys, back here. 3 wide, bobbing, weaving.
You saw it too, Dewey. That was real close around where that 53 was. He got dead sideways in the tri-oval. I don't know who came down on him, but that was a real close moment. That would have taken out a lot of cars since everybody's so stacked up right now.
Yep, Harry out to the lead. Keaton Jones has made his way up to 2nd after restarting in 11th. I mean, he's just too good at this stuff, and he's showing exactly why he was the one last year. You've got Charlie Byer blanking from 3rd. Thankfully, he didn't have somebody right on his tail. Well, that could have caused a crash.
Yeah, he took the rest of the sentence out of my mouth right there. I was going to say, as soon as he starts blinking, the rest of the field's like, what do we do now? So hopefully that doesn't happen again, but if he does, there might be some evasive actions taken soon.
Yeah, here we go. Harry Grindle, still your leader right now. Keaton Jones, who was one of the best pushers that I've ever seen in this series, he's right on his bumper, but he's pushing him square through those corners, and that's going to keep Harry up in the front and in control of the car.
Now, especially with these curved noses and where the offset on the rear bumper versus that front bumper is, you could jack up the rear of the drivers in front of you, and these people have to be aware of where they're pushing, especially in the midst of the corner. Keaton really pushing that 002. Oh my goodness, that's really, really sketchy to push in the center of the corner where the car is loaded up, rather than on the straightaway where it's more lighter and easier to handle around. But as of right now, the 77 Keaton Jones not letting go of that rear bumper of that 002, that's going to be dangerous, because if a push goes wrong, especially in the front of the field, that 02 is going to be turned around, and there's going to be a massive, massive pileup. And of course, this being Talladega, it's known for it.
Yeah, Harry trying to get his first iSCAR win. Really has a good shot to do it right here tonight. Yeah, you've got 12 laps to go, I think, right now, as we're on lap number 20. Look at these guys. They're just all on top of each other right now. And as they go into turn number 3, they're approaching a lap car that was blinking up there, actually. Yeah. Oh, who's that?
I think that was Matthew Klein in the 26 car, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, it is Klein, and he was damaged from that crash earlier, and really unfortunate for him to get taken out in that crash, because he wasn't running too bad when that happened.
Also, I'm not sure what happened, but...
Keaton just blew up!
Watch out, guys. Get down to the inside of him.
Wow. That's unfortunate.
Unbelievable.
Wow. I did not expect that.
As soon as I say Keaton's doing an amazing job, he blows up, and now the inside lane moves.
Whoa, there they go! Oh, what a save! Who was that?
Charlie.
I think Byer was trying to jump up to get in front of his teammate and just timed it too, but didn't time it well enough and almost got himself wrecked along with a lot of others.
As I've seen, great car control from these guys. That's about the 3rd or 4th save I've seen.
Meanwhile, as we have some guys that were in the second pack now up in the top 5, it's Dominic Howe and Glenn Bundren, along with Riley Roush and Nick Miller, all were in that second pack for most of the race, and here they are up near the front in the closing laps, so we'll go for them to make some moves now.
Don't look now, but Kiloa Hankins is up on that outside, and he is actually side-by-side with Harry for the lead, but a saving grace for Harry Grindle right now. He has got his Weep Squad guy behind him, Garrett Hess. They are right on top of each other right now, trying to push Harry up the front.
They're looking 4 wide in the midst of the pack as these drivers are trying to get as much momentum. Speaking of momentum, the 72, Kilo Hankins goes to the lead. Great maneuver for him to cut in front of that.
Oh, watch out, Harry. About him in the corner. As I've said all race long, good car control is going to be able to handle those pushes in the corners right now, and Harry really on that rear bumper right now. How about Dominic Howe up there? He was just involved in that big one that brought out the first caution. He is up on the leading on the outside line. He's up to second, and he's got Glenn Bundren behind him. These guys have been nowhere.
Oh, there they go! I was talking about it!
Oh!
What a save!
Another amazing save. How many great saves?
Oh, there goes Shuttlesworth! Hard in the inside wall!
No caution, I don't think right now. Harry Grindle is still in the lead. We have had some amazing saves. And Garrett Hess into second place.
I was talking about
Riley Roush on the inside into third. Where did he come from?
No, actually, he's a lap down in 20.
Oh, that's
that's a shame. But I was just talking about it.
Got me excited.
Yeah, me too. And but anyways, guys, these Weep cars are going to be hard to shake out of the lead if they if this race goes green to the end. These guys are going to be really hard to shake out.
Hey, if there's anybody that can break them up, I'd say it's those three Friends of Kermit cars that are right behind Riley Roush on that inside.
Yeah, I just noticed that. They are right with each other. How about Glenn Bundren?
Oh, there they go! Oh, they saved it again! Unbelievable!
Hess under the yellow.
Bundren's up the wall.
Bundren is still up there. I mean, this has been the craziest race I have ever seen.
Carson Poindexter up into second place, and Jackson Menchu is now into third.
This
Here comes Christopher Weil on the inside.
What is Riley Roush? Oh, he's making it.
Yeah, Roush is pitting, but now the Friends of
Kermit up here.
Grindle. Here
Watch out, Harry Grindle. He's about to get swarmed like a...
Carson Poindexter to the front.
Oh, my. Yep, Carson to the lead. As soon as Harry lost that teammate behind him, these guys, he's gone backwards. And Menchu into second place. Remember, he's got to win here at this racetrack.
Obviously, teammates playing a huge effect on how this race is playing out. As soon as Harry lost his teammate, he went nowhere, and here comes a two.
Oh, Harry below the yellow line. Watch this. Oh, he did get back in the line.
Back up into three, I believe.
Oh, man. Oh, Eric Stamp in the wall. Good save again by... oh my goodness, these guys are really having great car control today.
Hey,
Alex Wheeler's on the lead lap right now, up on that outside. He is actually in contention now.
I was
Remember,
just
he got put a lap down.
We were talking earlier about how his pit road start may not have worked out, but here he is up in the top 10.
Oh, watch out for Dominic Howe up on the high side. He's got a good push by Joe Berge.
Another one of where did they come from?
Yeah, where have these guys been all day? Who knows? But they are up battling for the lead right now in the final laps here at Talladega.
We just eliminated half of the, just about half the field because they've either checked up too much, as they quote unquote I guess wrecked, in which they didn't wreck, but all these people who got left out of the draft checked up a bit too much for wrecking. So that's why you have to keep yourself in the throttle and try to scoot through that wreck for just in case if we go green, and which you are as of right now. But speaking as of right now, Carson Poindexter up front, and he has his teammate right behind it, that number 53, Jackson Menchu. Those are going to be the two people. That number 53 is going to be the catalyst on how this finish is going to play out. He's going to whip up to the high side or try to open up the door and fake out that number 1 at Carson Poindexter to gun for that lead, as here comes another teammate. Here we go. We're scrambling down the back.
Oh, he faked them out. What a move. Friends of Kermit. 1, 2, 3, folks. You are seeing exactly what we're seeing right now. Friends of Kermit Racing is just taking over this race right now, all in those Trace Shuttlesworth photography paint schemes right. I mean, they're going to dominate this end, I believe. But I don't know who could win. But Harry Grindle is actually taking on the outside.
I was going to say Harry Grindle got pranked, but here he comes up on the outside with Hal.
To the lead! He got it!
Can he come down? I think he can.
Yeah, 4 to go, guys. 4 laps to go. Wow. Hal gets shuffled out by Berge. And here comes Glenn Bundren back up
on the outside now.
Now, Carson does have his teammates all lined up behind him now. If he wants to make a move, these guys can pull out with them. They've just got to make sure they have room up there on the outside. They're also approaching the lap car of Riley Roush, who could play into effect if he doesn't get out of the way. We'll see what he does here.
stacking up on the inside. That's going to allow the 83 to pull up to that quarter panel of that number 1, and that one's not going to pull out unless he wants to do it right now and shove that 83. But he sort of can. That lap car is going to play into effect, but he just keeps himself out of the way. But 3 laps to go. We're coming down to closing time, and these people have to make their moves now. And here comes Burgee to the outside.
Joe Burgee's got a good...
Figure out when he should block and when he should not, because if he makes one wrong block, he might kill his race and a couple others. So
I mean, look at this. These guys are making headway up on the outside.
Here they
They've
come.
got 2 cars up here. I don't know how they're doing it.
Oh, Metchu gets spun!
Around goes Harry Grindle.
Oh, Metchu gets
Pit
flipped!
crash
Yellow,
behind.
yellow.
Jackson Metchu is careening out of control in turn number 3. You've got other cars involved.
looks like they all kept it off the wall.
Wow.
Yeah, Poindexter's got some damage, though. That's bad news for friends of Kermit Racing right there. 2 of their cars just got taken out. And now, a green-white check. Harry Grindle, oh, man. That's going to be a tough pill to swallow. How about this? Your leader is Joe Burgee in the 83. Glenn Bundren is 2nd. Christopher Weil is 3rd. Charlie Beyer 4th. Garrett Hessen 5th. And in 6th is Harrison Chandler, 7th Alex Wheeler, 8th Dominic Howell, 9th place Jackson Metchu, even after going for a spin, and 10th Carson Poindexter also involved in that crash. So these guys have still been able to recover from getting wrecked, and they're still in the top 10 with a chance.
That's what's beautiful about Talladega to me, is you can get wrecked like that this late in the race, and you still have a damn shot to win it.
Right. And that's what Steg is all about. It's literally a lottery game, and here we are. The lottery picker, is sort of starting to line up for Joe Burgee and Glenn Bundren and all these people in this top 5. They're going to have great position on this green-white checkered. But we have to mention, these people might have to pit because we are at the end of the fuel window. I was going to mention coming to first caution.
Beyer's doing.
They did not want a
Beyer's
green-white
pitting.
check. He's either pitting or saving gas right now, but can you save any gas? You're going in straight to a green-white checkered. I don't know if you'll be able to make it. I mean, this is not what these guys wanted.
Here we go.
Joe's pitting.
Joe's
pitting.
Oh, there goes Bundren, too.
Oh, they
Last
stayed
race,
out and ditched him out.
Wow.
But it's gonna be their loss if they run out of fuel here at the end.
Right.
We'll just have to see, guys.
Burgee and Bundren must be banking on either A, the rest of the field running out of fuel, or another caution.
Yeah, if
Because
you get another
caution, they'll be able to stay out.
Right.
Another caution, and those guys up front have to pit. There's no way they're going to be able to make it more than like 21 or 22 laps here. So, I mean, we'll just have to see here about the fuel strategy, but I can't imagine if I was Joe Burgee making a pit stop, and then those guys actually have enough fuel to make it to the end. I could not imagine losing a race like that, but, I mean, we don't know at this point. This has been one of the craziest iSCAR races in recent memory. You've got so many different leaders and guys battling for the lead, and we've seen some absolutely amazing car control and saves today. I mean, how many times did we get a save before the big one finally happened?
I wouldn't really call it a big one. It was a 3-car wreck, and nobody even hit the wall, so it's still a lot of contenders in tonight's race. Now, as you were mentioning it, a lot of lead changes. There's 13 in total that have happened in this race within 37 laps. So, obviously, overtime here at Talladega, we're going to have some more lead changes be shuffled through around. And we added just one more contender right into the field. Riley Roush in that 05 gets the wave around, and he puts himself back on the lead lap. He was running what was in third, as Dewey mentioned, but he's going to be on the lead lap. Unfortunately, he's going to start at the tail end of the field, but we'll see. We'll see on how all these drivers... I'm very curious on if these drivers are going to make it all the way, because I know, personally, some beginner iRacers don't really have their buttons set up to turn off that engine and clutch it. So, what these drivers need to do, they shut off the ignition, shut off the starter, and you clutch the you put it in neutral, or you actually don't really have to put it in neutral, but it's sort of recommended to. You put the car, you just turn the car off and let it roll through the corner, and you have to keep it on the low side to put it in the fuel reserve, because that fuel tank, I don't know if iRacing models out a fuel reserve in these fuel tanks, but if you keep your car to the low side, it'll push a bit of fuel to a small box in the corner, and that in turn can save you a lap of fuel But again, I don't know if the iRacing modeled out a fuel reserve. And you see there, the 41 of Christopher Wheel, he's not really catching. He's staying off pace with the pace car. Pretty ironic, but he's saving. It's a gamble to stay out. But if we do catch a caution,
the lead.
Yeah, you
Bayer
see
just
Charlie
let a lap.
Yeah, Byers are running around the apron. Flatter part of the
These
track.
guys are saving fuel, though. I don't
Right.
know if he expected Chris to slow down that much. She just stole a lap lead.
And
He still had
Ezekiel
laps
mentioned putting it in clutch and saving fuel that way. There is a wrong way to do it, though, because for all the NASCAR fans out there, if anyone remembers when Marcos Ambrose stalled his car out at Sonoma and lost the win, you might end up doing that if you do it wrong.
right. And here's the top 2. Look how many people are not. They're really spaced out trying to save as much fuel as they can. Honestly, with 19,
I would've
well, before the caution came out, there were 17 laps into the run. I don't think they're gonna make it. In my opinion, if they do, I'll be surprised because that means they saved X amount of laps under caution to pull themselves 2 laps under caution to pull themselves into victory lane, or in the top 5. But
Yeah, this is
if,
only the
if
first.
another caution does come out, boom,
They're not-
right there, snap. Their strategy's over. And all these people who pitted last time by are going to be in good position. But
Oh, Byers.
I think Bayer just. Oh no, he didn't run out.
No.
Looked like he did for a second, but
Him and Eric Stamp were playing a game of tag back there, but
Joe Burgee and Glenn Bundy
Yeah.
must be really happy they pit though,
right,
because this is a very long pacing
Yeah, this
period
could-
here.
right,
this could
5
either-
laps, 5 laps per pace. I mean, per caution. Excuse me.
this could either be an absolute disaster for Joe Burgee or it could be a winning move for Joe Burgee. We'll just have to see about the fuel here. But Charlie's still on that apron right now. I don't know if he thinks he just
might be
can't.
pitting.
Or you've also got other cars down here. Alex Wheeler, who is actually pulling back up now, but Eric Stamp also.
I mean, the shorter
Like,
way
they're
to run
very
that
low on that.
racetrack is on that apron. It says, sorry for
Yeah.
interrupting, but that's why as many drivers are all the way under that yellow line trying to make it all the way
Byers
around.
coming
Looks like
in.
Byers coming in.
Yeah, they're coming in.
Wow.
This-
So
Just
Byers
not a good
does not
sign
make
for
it.
Chris. Not a good sign.
Looks like no one else pit with him. I think Byers the only one that went down.
Yeah, this
There's
is not what Chris.
Bit of interesting things to keep a note of as well. The number 41 of Christopher Wheel, he pitted 17 laps ago, but most of the field had pitted 19 laps ago. So Wheel has 2 more laps to save than the rest of the field. It's just a matter of if these people do run out, where will Burgee be for the restart as we start doubling up here. Still have to keep it in 4th to keep those revs on the down low, but those people who pitted, we'll go through them. Nick Miller in the 9, the 03 of Corey Rexford came on in. Joe Burgee, we just talking about him, was leader, is in 13th place. Eric Heater in 14th, pitted in. Poindexter in that number 1 did pit in as well. Casey Drake, 87, he pit in. Glenn Bundren, he pit in, and as well as Bayer just pitted 1 just right now. So these drivers, in my opinion, the way this is going to pan out for them, 2nd through 10th are all going to be on a gamble to stay out. But oh man, I'm nervous for everybody because I know there's a lot of rookies and a lot of people who don't know how to save fuel because usually I know a ton of people in this field that usually run hourly fixed races. There's no fuel window for fixed races, no like 50% fuel or stuff like that. They haven't been in this type of situation before, except for some certain league situations. The only person I know who has probably been in a situation of saving fuel is Christopher Wheel, since he has 4K iRacing. I'm assuming he's ran NIS before. But that number 41 is not only he probably knows how to save fuel in that number 41 machine. He does have 2 laps more, 2 laps more than the rest of the field up here. But we'll have to see on how this green flag situates and who will fire off for the restart.
Something else to mention with sorry, my computer just had a moment there. But I totally froze. But anyway, so something else to note about this: if you run out on the outside, you have nowhere to go, and the people behind you have nowhere to go.
Yep.
Very, very good point to bring up. And now it's the driver's job to go ahead and whip around, and Wheel's gonna hit the throttle early. That's gonna spread out the field.
Whoa, guys.
Wow.
Green flag,
Oh.
green flag.
Chris is moving up to the high side already.
Chandler's
Chandler.
up to second now.
Will we see a black flag for passing too early, though? Because we've seen this at these races before where people pass on the inside before the restart. They get a black flag for it. We'll see if anybody got it. But
That was a really interesting call for Wheel to go early on the restart, though. Sorry for interrupting, but
Yeah,
Wheel's going to be a
yeah,
sitting duck, and here comes
He's
Chandler on the
getting
outside.
Harrison Chandler, boys. I told you he was going to move up towards the front. Here he is now.
But will they run out?
Yeah, will they run out?
They're leading now, but
Don't want
How long
deja
in this
vu right
last?
now. Look at the blocking right now from Harrison Chandler. He's trying so
Wheeler to
hard to
fourth.
keep Dominic behind him right now.
Stamp
And
just
Garrett
got
has the third. If we
And
make
here
it
comes
to the
Wheeler
white
up for
flag,
fourth now. What is he gonna do?
Coming to the
we
white,
make it
this
to the
time
white
by.
flag.
Well,
Make it to
I
the
don't
white
know
flag.
up.
No more cautions are going to come out. It's going to be a race. From white flag is out. This is the final lap here at Talladega. Harrison Chandler looking for his first career iSCAR victory. He's got a big push by Dominic Howe behind him. Garrett Hess is in third. You've also got Keloa Hankins moving up on the outside.
He has a run.
You have a run. How about this?
Throwing the
And
block.
That's on
And
the
Harrison
inside.
Chandler
Here
block.
comes Garrett
Keloa
Hess.
Hankins
3
up on the
wide,
outside.
4 wide.
for the lead.
Oh, there they go. Hess goes
There
third.
we go.
There they go around. Harrison Chandler,
Nick Miller
another.
is second place. What's he gonna do now? What move can he make to try and get
Miller
the
can
win?
stay
Here comes
fuel.
Keloa
Dominic's
Hankins
out.
looking for his first iSCAR win, coming off turn number 4.
Oh, and now they go in the
big
back.
crash
Stamp
behind
something
him.
on the
A
outside
wall
wall.
crash behind.
Oh, wild crash. Oh, here we
Oh
go.
my God!
Miller
Everybody's involved. Miller to the inside.
Wheeler
Oh,
on the
He turns it. Oh my God, that's
Wheeler's
Wheeler.
gonna win this race.
Alex Wheeler.
Alex
What?
Wheeler's gonna win the race, guys. Alex Wheeler, first iSCAR win tonight.
Unbelievable.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Wheeler
That is
started
amazing.
on pit road and it got him the win. Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Dominic House second, Jackson Metsu third. I can't even tell who the heck's finishing.
Wow.
Looks like.
Unbelievable.
Oh my gosh! I can't even believe that finish.
Wow.
Aaron in the fourth, Darius Reza Dadgar fifth.
That just
Chris-
all went
I-
wrong coming to the start-finish line. Miller pulled out low, and he turned the dude up on the high side, and everybody washed up. The only person who escaped that was the number 31 of Alex Wheeler, and he's going to pick up the W here tonight at Dega. Unbelievable.
I cannot believe that race. That was unbelievable. Alex
we were
Wheeler's first iSCAR win, and it's
We
going to
were
happen
talking
here.
about there not being any big ones in this race up to this point, and that last lap wreck involved everybody.
Yeah.
But Wheeler.
Except that number 31 of Alex Wheeler, and he's going to burn it down on the front straightaway. I guess luck plays off in the end. Congratulations to 31.
Unbelievable.
Wow, I am speechless. We're going to get go ahead and take a replay of how that finish all played out. Usually don't take replay finishes, but of course we're here at Dega, and we're going to see how Alex Wheeler and that number 31 picked up the win as they all scrambled down to the front straightaway. They're 3 wide right behind, and of course they started wrecking there around where Heater, Burgee, and Dominic. That left 6 cars out left to dry. And here we go to the front straightaway. Miller got turned out to the low side. Wheeler goes high. Keloa Hankins tries to pull a block on the 9. Does it wrong, and everybody just washes up. A couple of cars flipping all to the start-finish line. And Alex Wheeler, the only person to come out of that, your winner. And Dominic Howe, across the start-finish line, he was sputtering. That number 30, the one to stay out, one of the people to stay out on the racetrack, he was sputtering across the wire. That's unbelievable. We'll take another look at it. On board with the number 31. Wheeler worked himself to the high side, and that's all he needed to do, and everybody else just wiped out right behind.
Harry Grindle with a wild ride. My goodness.
I cannot
Right.
believe how many cars just went flying into the catch fence, careening everywhere.
Mitch
and-
Hobbs as well.
Yeah, everybody except Alex Wheeler was damaged coming across. That's unbelievable.
Glenn Bundren had an insane hit on the inside wall as well before pit road.
Keloa
My
Hankins,
goodness.
so close again, does not get his first iSCAR win. He's going to have to wait. Alex Wheeler, the first time he showed up all season, gets the win. And this race was definitely the best I've ever seen. That was, I can't believe it. That was amazing. What a
Right.
show.
Right, with that summed up, we're going to slide ourselves to the side as we're going to go ahead and drag up into the top 5. We'll be right back right after this. Stay tuned. More to come, obviously, for the iSCAR Talladega 101 here for the iSCAR Bronze Series round number 9 out of 10. And we're back here live for the Talladega 101 for the iSCAR Bronze Series, round number 9 out of 10. Summon out ourselves in one hectic race, and up front, we'll go ahead and interview that number 31 of Alex Wheeler, who put himself in the right position. Wheeler, you start from pit road, as Dewey mentioned. How in the world did that those last 2 laps just play out to your favor?
I don't know, man. I had some people up my ass, and I was like, well, it's not time to lift now. We got to go for it.
Right, and you sailed it in there, and you put yourself in position. You were running towards, like, I don't even know where you were. You started pull out in the tri-oval, and everybody else just went left and right. But Wheeler, for you, obviously, you've been in this series for a while. About time you got your first win here tonight.
Yeah, about goddamn time I got one of these plate tracks. I've come close, but it's good to get one.
Right, man. 10-4. Wheeler, you led 1 lap the whole entire race, and obviously that was the final lap. Talk to me about what happened off of 4.
Off of turn 4, I knew the 41 was behind me, so I had to go for it. I didn't want to get in the back of Miller or Kohank, but I was just going to pull out and try to make it 3 wide at the left. Everybody started going haywall, so hey, we were in the right place at the right time, I guess.
Right, and luck played into your favor. Dog, you got a question for Alex?
I have a stat. That's your first lap led ever.
Wow, that's interesting. And obviously, not only that was your first lap, you obviously coming home with a win here tonight, Wheeler. Man, congratulations. Any sponsor you want to thank for tonight?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank myself, Fear Designs, the Originals. We got our first win, baby. Hopefully it's more than that. Yeah, that's about it, man.
All right, 10-4, Alex. We're going to round himself up in front after starting in 10th. We're actually starting himself all the way in the rear. So congratulations, Wheeler. Can't wait to talk to you coming next race.
All right, thank you.
And that was Alex Wheeler. Obviously, a lot of emotion under the hood of that machine, picking up his first after being in the series more than 2 years. We're going to slide ourselves to the second place at Dominic Cow. Dog, go ahead and take this one away.
All right. Dominic, how you got a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
You had a big, beaten, damaged car all race long, but you got yourself second. How'd you?
That was a weird last restart, and I found myself pushing the 22, and then he came down across me on the backstretch, and I thought I was done. And I got turned in turn 3, and I thought I was done. And then coming to the tri-oval, I thought I was done, and then they all wrecked, and I somehow got second.
Man, you were. I was surprised. You were very damaged, but you were still able to keep your car up at the front. Normally, when you get damaged, your car's slower. But yeah, you had a great run tonight. Congrats. You got any sponsors?
Just the Proximity Racing team and, their sponsors, Shellsworth Images, Rexford Engineering, All Serve, Garage Door Openers, and, Kirkwood Transportation. There's some pretty cool guys. They sponsor us. They're pretty awesome.
Yep. Congrats on your second place finish. Go celebrate this and have a good night. Good luck the rest of the week.
Thank you.
That was Dominic Cowan at number 30, and we're going to slide ourselves to third place. Dewey Schramm going to take this interview, and this is going to be Jackson Menchu, the number 53. Into the booth he goes, and Dewey, go ahead and take this one away.
Jackson, you got a copy?
Uh-oh. Jackson, you got a copy?
Jackson Menchu, you got a copy? Oh, he has the muted role. He can't.
Right.
Oh, oh man.
You just muted him. There we go.
Guten Morgen.
There we go. You have a copy now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, I'll start off with the obvious question.
Yes, sir.
How did you get through that and get third?
Well, first, I'm going to actually... I like to keep a very diverse fan base in the iSCAR series, so I'm actually going to speak in Spanish. Bueno, el Bueno, el auto era Gidal y los comentarios aspeten.
What?
Okay, I'll do this for real. Alright, so, well, honestly, all of the Kermit drivers, we all wanted to be there at the very end, so we all decided to try to stay in a group, as we tried to I'm sorry.
Carry on the interview, please. Keep going, keep going.
Okay. Well, I mean, we tried our best to be there at the very end, but we had the caution with Harry spinning out, so we couldn't exactly have our plan go out 100% at the end. But we tried our best, and it was mainly just me and Wheel there at the end for Kermit, and it didn't really just work out. I think on the final lap we were very closed in, so we didn't really have the best shot to whip out a good win here. You know, because I obviously win here a lot, as we all know. But anyways, yeah. I want to end off my conversation once again in Spanish for my fellow viewers that speak in Spanish, because I keep a very diverse fan base. El auto, gracias, buenos dias. You feel me?
Thank you, Kanye. Very cool. Any sponsors you want to thank for tonight's race?
Sponsors, Jackson. Sponsors.
I want to thank my sponsor.
Oh my god.
Bye. Good night. Thank you.
Oh yeah, good night. My goodness, that was horrible. We're gonna go ahead and drag in. We're not even gonna thank him. But, my gosh, that was cringy. But anyway,
He's
go ahead.
sponsored by Trey Shuttlesworth Photography, if anybody did want to know.
Yeah, poor Trey didn't get even. Whatever. We're gonna drag in our 4th place finisher of Darius Reza Dadgar into the booth that goes. And Darius, you started yourself in 11th and worked yourself into 4th place. Obviously the big wreck off of the off a turnover 4 and at the trial. What'd you see out of your windshield?
I mean, I really have nothing to say about my race. It was a usual play track for me. Just lucked into a late race yellow and BS my way into a top 5 finish. I just feel for Kaloa though. Miller was just really working with him up front, and then you know, it's ridiculous. We got these guys coming in from iSCAR, iSCAR from DTH. They only race the play tracks and have literally no respect for any regular drivers whatsoever. To a point where they just no lift the regulars for the sake of one win at a play track. I guarantee you these guys care more about a DTH race than one of these races. But what do I know? I got banned from that league a long time ago for being annoying. So.
Oh, that's. I don't even know what to say about that interview. Darius not very happy.
Yeah,
at all.
Darius obviously very
Not
emotional after even just finishing up in 4th place, but that's unfortunate for him. He didn't even get the chance to thank his sponsors here for tonight. But you see 408 Racing on his hood. But we'll go ahead and drag back in your 5th place finisher, Christopher Wheel, in that number 41. Well, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and change his name because he's not even supposed to be in the 41. He's supposed to be in the 41. Oh, jeez. And Christopher Wheel going to be in the booth. Benjamin, go ahead and take away this one.
Christopher, wow, you got a copy?
Hell yeah, I do.
Man, you ran a pretty good race all day. I don't remember you being in the lead, but your whole team was up there, really controlling the pace of the race near the end there. Until they got shuffled out.
Yeah, I took the lead when they all wrecked, but on that restart, which was the last restart, I got way too big of a jump and just got eaten up by the pack.
Yeah. What were you seeing at your front windshield the whole time with just all the big moves that were being made? Did you feel like those were all going to work?
I knew some of them weren't going to because it's iSCAR and some of the drivers here aren't the best. But once we had the first yellow, I knew that I had to just get up there and help my teammates. And, you know, because I ran the first stint just in the back, and I mean, we almost made it to green flag pit stops before the dumbasses wrecked in the back. But, you know, I was surprised how well the race actually went overall for everyone.
Yeah, I was surprised we got the first green flag run in, too. Well, you worked really good with your teammates. You got any sponsors to thank for Forensic?
Yeah, I want to thank, of course, Trey Shuttlesworth Photography. And Trey Shuttlesworth was finally in this race. And I know Harry Grindell, he was kind of screwed out of a 5th place finish in the wreck. So
Yeah.
I just want to remind him that I think his waifu is trash.
Oh, second week in a row we've heard that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Here's a story for anybody that's wondering why Harry Grindell lost 5th place. Where he was involved in the big, wild crash across the start-finish line, and he flipped into the pits. It gave him a black flag and put him to the end of the line. I can't believe that. That's just terrible. I have no words for that penalty. But
It's
yeah.
one of those things.
Right.
It's such
Too
a
bad,
silly
but nothing you
penalty.
can do about it.
I wanted to push Dario to the win for the record. I told him before the race, if we were up there at the end, I was just going to push him. But I never saw him up there. He stayed in the back too long, Dario. You fucking suck.
What the hell? Okay, we're gonna drag you out of the booth. Wheel,
All right, now we're gonna put an an R rating on this broadcast, man.
Demonetized.
Guys, we do not apologize for this language. Let them say what the heck they want. Yeah, we're gonna interview Kaloa Hankins here because, oh my gosh, dude, I don't know what you're feeling right now. You got wrecked at the end. What happened?
Yeah. Me and NM agreed that he was gonna push me on the outside lane in the final lap. I mean, I shouldn't have even been back there anyways, but he pushed me to the final lap. We were on the backstretch, got the lead after Chandler and Hess wrecked each other or whatever that was next to us. It was like, oh, everyone, look, we're clear. And then yeah, but it's unfortunate. But I'm really happy for Wheeler. Actually, he got his first iSCAR win. That's something I haven't done yet. That's something many others haven't done yet. So yeah.
Did you come down on Miller there, or did he just push you wrong in the tri-oval? Because that was just a weird. But he was going for the win at the end. You can't really blame him.
Yeah, no. We never made contact. I went down on Miller. Yeah, I definitely went down on Miller there, but I thought that he was lower on the track. But I'm not gonna blame him either. We were all going for the win there. It was pandemonium.
Yeah, it was wild. You got any sponsors to thank? I know Darius is really mad that happened because it's a 408 racing car, and you know how emotional he gets when one of his cars either wins or.
Yeah, I would really like to thank Doyle for building such a great team. Me and Bayer were 1-2 for at the end of that green flag run. We were actually gonna pit that lap, but I told him that we had enough fuel. He pitted in, but before I told him though, so. That was, I feel like 408 had a really good chance of winning had he not done that, but we got to move on to next week and stuff like that. I know you're the statistician here, dog. Can you check how many laps I led today?
I don't think I have the export because
I
set out the session already, but I do know you led at least 5 laps for sure.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
I have the replay, but you led numbers.
It's also I'm just reading what people are saying at the chat. I should have blocked Wheeler there instead of Nick, but I knew I would have gotten turned had I tried blocking a car with a greater run, so thought I'd just try for a 3-wide finish. So yeah. At least it was an entertaining finish to watch.
Oh yeah. I mean, we pay for our whole seats, but we were all on the edge of it in this final couple.
But yeah, we were pretty much going crazy up in the booth. That was a really, really fun race to watch.
Yeah, well, it was fun to drive, and I'm sure it was much more better. It was much more fun to watch. Thanks for hosting the interview.
No issues, and good luck the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Apparently Ezeckiel's having some mic issues, so hold on a second, guys. We'll wrap this up shortly. And he's saying to end the broadcast. So with that, thank you all for tuning in to tonight's crazy ass race at Talladega. Hope you all tune in for the rest of this weekend for the Truck Cup and Xfinity races. And again, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all to the sponsors that help make this broadcast possible. And with that, for Ezeckiel Reyes and Benjamin White, I'm Dewey Schramm signing off.